Hi guys, it's me, Scotia Corley. Yes, I am alive. I know I haven't done a video in forever, but hey. Also, new environment. I know. I just thought of this now. So I just watched CardlinAudio's second video of the same difference autism video thing, and this time it was for comfort for meltdowns. So this one I really knew that I had to dig deep into and see how relatable it is to me or what can happen to other people, because again, I am autistic. Now, I could save this for April because April is Autism Month, but I just thought I haven't done a video in forever, so why not? So I'm gonna dive into this. So in the video, he mentions that they are going to a butterfly place, and they go to a science museum, and there's like a butterfly section in there. What I thought was cute at the beginning was the fact that he gives his partner, which is most likely a girl, but it's whatever, he gives the partner a map and asks them a whole bunch of questions and stuff like that, and he tests their memory. Now, for me, I have a pretty good memory. I am really good at directions, I'm good with dates and events and stuff like that. There can be people who can remember a whole bunch of things. Like, I can remember almost every single line from some movies. Like, I can pretty much recite Finding Nemo. I'm not kidding. And that movie's like as old as my sister. But some autistic people, at least for me, can really be smart and have a great memory. And also, sometimes if they're starting to get a little anxious or whatever, you can start asking them questions to kind of distract them. And as things go on, he does mention that they were stimming. That is very, very, very common to us autistic people. And I'm kind of stimming right now. I am picking at my fingers, and I just do that. So a lot of people who are autistic, they stim when they're happy and they stim when they're stressed or upset, which is normal. And the common factors is like rocking back and forth, or most likely rocking like this, tapping their fingers kind of like this, or playing with the hair, something like that. For me, I tend to bite my lips. Sometimes I do that when I'm nervous. Or I just do it when I'm bored. I'll play with the pop socket, or with my keys, or play with something that's soft. That's normal. That's stimming, and that's okay. And so the partner gets extremely anxious when they're in a public place, and some autistic people can't handle being in a public place, especially if it's overly crowded. A perfect example was me in Anime Boston a couple years ago with my ex-boyfriend, and he wouldn't let me hold his hand. He wouldn't even let me hold the strap of his backpack, and I was starting to get extremely anxious, and I did not like it. Now, mind you, I've gone to Anime Boston many times, but I always had someone to cling on to because I felt comforted, I felt safe, I felt like I knew where I was going. And I confronted to him about it, and he said, I don't like holding hands or whatever, and that just got me so anxious, and I had a tiny meltdown. But me and my boyfriend now will go to some other places, and he's not afraid to hold my hand. And, you know, I might stay a little closer to him, but he doesn't mind. So, yeah, that's normal for an autistic person to be really stressed out in an overcrowded place. Though what I did like was he mentioned to a worker in the Museum of Science, the building that they were in, that their partner was on the spectrum. Now, that is very, very important, because for some it may not be obvious. For some it is obvious that they're on the spectrum. It's always good to know. So, let's see. And then they started having a freak out and they didn't want to be touched at all. Which, again, is normal. And, sometimes they don't want to be touched or feel affection. Now, what I was told by my mother is that there were some kids who didn't even want to hug their moms or whatever. Now, me, I love getting hugs. I love being hugged. I love being comforted. But there are some autistic people that don't like that, which is how they feel. They don't want affection. I mean, they might not want affection 1 minute, and then the next minute they do. Or they just might not want it at all. That's just how they are. It's nothing personal. It's not like they're germophobic. It's just they don't feel right being touched. And again, it's not like they're gonna hurt you. Like, we'd never hurt you if we don't want to be touched. If we don't want to be touched, don't touch us. Don't do anything. One extreme thing that was mentioned was they were trying to hit their head. That is the more extreme way of stimming. There are some people that will, do something like that. But I don't know if they were going to hit their head on a wall. I don't know if they were going to hit it with their hand. He didn't say. But that is the more violent way to stim, which is kind of normal. I mean, I don't do that. I don't hit myself. I usually just, like I said, I bite my lip, and sometimes I bleed. Or I pick at my fingernails or something. But I'd never go to that extreme. But for some people that do, that is beyond, in a way. And then he tried doing a tightening and releasing exercise, and then he did some breathing exercises. Breathing exercises are very good. That way they're calm, they're more stable. Breathing exercises are really good. The tightening part, I thought that was kind of funny. How it was like tighten every part of your body and then release it. It's a way to get out stress and tension, so really good on that. And then he brought out some headphones, which is extremely good. Good point. To block out loud noises, because some autistic people have noise issues. Like, things can be extremely too loud for them. Like, it may not be loud to a normal person who's not on the spectrum, but to some people who are on the spectrum, some things can be extremely loud to them, and they need to cover their ears because it's overwhelming. And I thought it was cute that he brought the teddy bear, the Cardi bear, because it's a good comfort item. Like, something soft and something cuddly is a very good item. I personally love cuddly things. I love to hold something that's soft and squishy and pet it and hold it as tight as I want to. That's a very good thing to have. That is a very good comfort item. And then after a while he takes the partner back home. They rest up after some time just to, relax. And then he comes in, and what I thought was cute was he mentioned bear hugs. Bear hugs only. I thought that was cute. At least he got permission to hug the partner, because the partner was more calm and more settled with, which is fine. So he gave the partner some comfort. And the reasoning for the anxiety attack or the meltdown, I can see it. And the reason was that when they went into the butterfly place, a butterfly landed on the partner. And they just got really scared that, they thought they were going to hurt it. And that's why they had, a meltdown. Now, I've been to a butterfly place twice. I think it was in 2nd grade. Surprisingly, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like that I was going to squish a butterfly, even though I was slightly scared. A butterfly landed on my foot, and it was on the sneaker, and I had to sit still, and it climbed onto my pants. I probably stayed there for a good 2-3 minutes, maybe. And I was, trying to be calm, and I wasn't moving. And I was fine. I think the scary part was the fact that there were so many things like flying around. I thought they were gonna land on my face or something, and I had to look down and make sure that I wasn't gonna squash anything either. Like, I can relate to that. And I never had a huge meltdown like that in a butterfly place, but I have had meltdowns where I've been stressed out too much that I just broke down. Like, it actually happened recently at work, like a couple weeks ago. I was under so much stress that I ended up having a breakdown right on the register, and I just called somebody and I told them I can't do this anymore right now. Like, I ended up going to the break room. I tried listening to music. I tried talking to my partner. I went back. I talked to the manager. We kind of worked something out. I was able to calm down, and the stress kind of went away a bit, but it was still there. Like, I tried to hold it together, but there's some times where you just can't help but just let loose because you can't hold anything for a long time. At least for me, because I can't deal with stress that well. Like, if I'm doing an order or something like that, and I know it's busy, but I try not to look at how long the line is, because if I look how long the line is, I get a little worried, I get a little stressed, things are kind of going crazy. Even though I know it's already crazy as it is, it just makes it worse. But I try and push through it. I challenge myself in a retail environment to, try and be a bit stronger than I know I can be and dealing with it. And I work at a grocery store right now, so I might end up working in like a regular store with like clothes and toys and other things like that, and I know it's gonna get crazy if I get this job, but I want to be challenged and I want to prove that I can do this as a person with high functioning autism, And the last thing that I'm going to mention that was before this fact happened before the explanation, but I wanted to bring this last because this was kind of a tearjerker for me. That Cardlin said that being different isn't bad or wrong. Different is different, and that's okay, which I totally agree with. Like, I know I'm different from everyone, and there's a lot of people that are different from me. There might be somebody who has the same diagnosis as me, might be high functioning just like me, but we can have totally different things. Like, they might not be able to handle one thing while I can handle it, or they might, I don't know, like, they might not be as picky with food as I am. I don't know. But being different definitely isn't bad or wrong. It's okay to be different. And I like the way I am. And I wouldn't change myself for anyone else. I probably try and get interested in some of the things that my partner or my friends are into, but it's not like I'm just gonna do it just to make them happy. I do it because it's my choice, and if they don't like what I like, then too bad. But I think the main thing is for me that if they can't accept anyone like me for the way that we are, then why are you hanging around with us? Because we can't help being different. And if you don't like the fact that we're the way we are, then just leave. And we should be respected. We should get maybe not all the glory in the world, but at least some credit. Like, there are some amazing people out there who have possibly been diagnosed on the spectrum, or maybe they had the traits, like Albert Einstein. He didn't have a proper diagnosis, but he did have some signs that he was. Temple Grandin, 100% autistic, and she was not ashamed of it. Like, she had her hugging box because she didn't like physical affection. Her squishing box was a comfort of a hug to her. That's what made her feel comfortable. And she's famous because she's speaking out to people about how different she is. That's courage right there. That is bravery. And there's a lot of other people who are extremely famous, or were, that were on the spectrum, or had the, the signs. So it's okay to be different. It's okay to be yourself. And you shouldn't care what everyone has to say about you. If someone bullies you or tries to pick on you just because you're different, throw it back in their face. Because you don't deserve to be criticized. You deserve to show the world how amazing you are and how special you are. And if someone ends up falling in love with you and you choose to be in a relationship, because some autistic people don't choose to be in a relationship. I love being in a relationship. I do. But for those who choose to be in a relationship, go ahead and make that jump, but make sure they accept you for who you are and that they'll work with you to help you out. And if you choose not to be in a relationship, that's fine too. Just go out there and be the difference. Well, that's all I have for today. And I really, 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 really hope that Cardlin sees this video. It would mean the entire world to me if he saw this video too. And please go check out the first review I did for his first video, which will be in the description. Please comment your suggestions, give the like button a click, and hit the red shiny subscribe button for more of my crazy content. And I'll see you lovelies in the next video. Ta-da!